Yes, thank you for embarking on this journey with me, and I am so honored to have you as part of this tribe that is taking personal growth so important and prioritizing it, prioritizing our mental health. Yes, that is what we are doing. Prioritizing our productivity and prioritizing the results that we get as the product of what we are doing. Okay, and today we talk about the relationships and how to create relationships that do not wound us, that do not hurt us, that do not drain us. Okay, that means you prioritize yourself to be stable, because you're not going to help anyone if you're not stable. If your mental health is not catered for, and you care about everyone else, what they say, what they do, and you know what's happening in their lives, and yet you are leaving yourself exposed, at the end of the day you are going to be drained, and the same people that you were supposed to give are actually going, because getters will always get, they will go and get anywhere else. So that means they will dump you. Why? Because now nothing is coming out of you. So how about you enrich yourself and you take care of yourself, you have your own back until you create enough momentum where you can open your hands. And because we are supposed to be cheerful givers, we are not supposed to be sad givers. You know, when you're giving what you are sad in your heart of hearts, you're like, how am I going to go through this week? I know that I love giving. Yes, I have given, but how am I going to go through this week? So you realize we have talked about this. Have your own back. Make sure that you replenish yourself. Make sure that I know friends and family sometimes, like you've said, they can really hurt, but take care of yourself. It does not mean being selfish, but it means preparing yourself enough, because a giver will always be a giver. And sometimes you will stumble, and someone who is a good person will always be a good person. Sometimes we stumble into situations that cause a bit of hatred, cause a bit of, walking away and wanting to be selfish. And then when we try to be selfish, we realize we are hurting ourselves. Do you know a good person, when you try to be selfish, you feel dissatisfied? Do you know that a giver, when you give even your last coin, the happiness that you feel, the fulfillment that you feel? But remember, we are living in a real world, okay, where we must eat, where we must treat ourselves, where we must help our families, where we must progress. So what I am telling you is, don't lock your hand that you will never give, but don't give more than what you have. Don't overpromise, and don't go out of your way because you want to please people. No. Anything in excesses is bad. So take care of yourself and fill your granary, okay? And make sure that you have enough for yourself. And then a straightforward person, it's good to be straightforward, okay? That is where you also discern. And discernment, sometimes we just don't have to do it to practice it on other people. We have to practice it on ourselves. And sometimes we will have that gut feeling, just like you say, I have a thinking that maybe I don't know how to relate with people. So do you see, the conviction has come upon you to tell you that you don't know how to relate with people. And sometimes it's because we lack the confidence. You know, when you lack the confidence, sometimes you will say words. Have you ever gone to a place you say words that you even didn't mean, or you planned to say certain words and all of a sudden those words have changed all of a sudden? Instead, you said, I am going to be bold and I'm going to be courageous. I'm going to look them in the eye. And when you get there, you look down and then the words change. You ask for less than what you came to ask for, or you even don't talk about yourself, or you don't back yourself so well. So sometimes the lack of confidence, it can come off as we are hurting others, because if you were confident in yourself, you'll find that there's no need in me being rude, okay? Because there's being straightforward, but you're actually not rude, and you're not insulting, and you're not attacking the person. You're attacking what they did, okay? So differentiate that you do not, because in relations, just like we said, we're creating relationships that don't hurt us, that is hurting you right now. Okay, so in order for you to relate with people, you deal that you do not attack a person. You do not tell them, but this is who you are and this is who you have always been. You have wrapped up the person of that person in just this one thing of late coming, or on this one thing of missing a deadline, and you're trashing them because they missed a deadline. No. Even God is a God of a second chance. So even you're supposed to give a second, you're supposed to listen, you're supposed to understand. So when this person does something that is not good, you tell them that, you know what, missing deadlines is the worst thing that you can do in this in this industry. So you realize you're not attacking the person, you're attacking the missing of the deadline or what they did wrong. Okay, so your straightforwardness should be should be allocated well. That yes, you call a spade, but a spade while you are reprimanding the right thing, or you're talking about you're targeting the right thing and not the person, because then you will be pulling down their confidence. And then straightforward, sometimes people who are straightforward, they go in a community where, you know, everyone is seated, and then you want to rebuke a person in front of everyone else. You don't do that. Bring them out of that community, out of that wherever they are, church or workplace. Take them to a sacred place and tell them what you did was not right. I did not like it when I heard about it, but I would want to hear your side. So a straightforward person sometimes comes off as, I am just telling you off. I'm not giving you a chance to actually give me your side and tell me how you understood it, because chances are this person did it for a reason and they understood it differently. And if you had given them a chance to actually hear them out, maybe you would have had a bit of a middle ground, because then maybe you would have understood where they were coming from to do what they actually did. So you realize that yes, it's good to be straightforward. Very good to be straightforward. In this generation, no one has time to beat around the bush. No one has that time. Okay? We want straightforwardness, but straightforwardness that is packaged well, straightforwardness that is done in the right place, straightforwardness that is attacking the right thing, straightforwardness with the right choice of words. Okay? You don't come and you want to like have dominion over everyone and tell people how this is what I want. You know, sometimes when you include people and include yourself, even as a leader, and this happens to so many leaders, me, I'm a straightforward leader, I'm a straightforward leader. No. Talk to them, even let's submit. You're including yourself, you are including them and telling them, let's submit. I want this report submitted by this date. That sounds different, but when you say, let's submit these reports in time, it's like you are working with them. It's not about you, it's about you as a team, because you work as a team even when you are the team leader. So you realize that being straightforward is good, even in your relationship, whether an intimate relationship. Being straightforward is okay. But if you call your wife that, you know, you even don't know what you do, you're very childish, everything that you do is childish, then every time they want to do something, they will gauge themselves in the eyes of being childish in everything. But if you tell them that, you know what, you usually forget, and forgetfulness, I don't know where that's coming from, but these things need to be dealt with the right way. Did we pay the bills on time? Or did we make that call? Or you realize that you are a team as a couple and you are dealing with something. You're not just being straightforward, that whenever I give you things to do, you don't do them. Find out why weren't they done, because maybe they have an explanation. So creating relationships that do not hurt. We're not just taking care of ourselves, but we are taking care of other people, because we are not selfish, okay? Because taking care of yourself is like, you know what, let me just cocoon myself and mind my business. No, we are not minding our business. Yes, we like minding our business when it comes to our own business, but when we are dealing with other people, we learn to mind other people in a way that protects us, but does not protect us from everything that is happening in relationships, but it makes us make better decisions for those relationships. So you will know them by their fruits. I know some of you know your leaders, some of you already know your spouses, some of you know your work colleagues. You know them by their fruits. There's one who told me that, you know what, I discovered I'm the kind who has small talk for the past, actually they were in marriage for 25 years, and say that I love coming back and talking about my day and what went on and what happened. But I knew I was actually weaponizing my husband to attack me in some way, or to come back at me with some of these statements after changing them and turning them around to blame me about something. So now I thought every time I come home and I want to talk about my day, I say, no, I am not opening about my day. I'm not talking about anything, because this person is going to fall find. And when they fall find, they are going to use my own statements against me. So now I know better. It's not that I'm discarding a marriage, but I know my husband. And, oh, I know my wife, okay? Or I know my work colleague. So take time and understand the people that you deal with. You will know that they're actually good people. And you will know that they're bad people, but not everything is bad about them. There are also good things inside of them, okay? So, and one thing about relationships that I've come to discover in all the years that I have actually been in this relationship business, because that is majorly my business, is that relationships are the cause of the greatest joy in our lives, but again, the cause of the worst pain in our lives. I don't know if you understand, but both of them. You will understand that some relationships have caused a lot of joy in your life, and then some relationships have caused immense pain in your life. But that does not mean that you're supposed to walk away and shun away and close and say, I am tired of relationships. No. Some of us have allowed people, bad people into our lives, or bad energies into our spaces. Number one, because, or we have settled for them because we don't have standards, okay? And because standards are created by boundaries. And sometimes it's because of the fatigue. Let's talk about intimate relationships, for example. The fatigue of, you have tried severally to relate with people, and all of a sudden you have come to a conclusion. I think all men are the same, or all women are the same. And now you're saying, you know what, I will just settle for this because I am tired. Until when am I going to keep moving around, to keep searching? Until when? One thing I will tell you, settling does not help. You can't. There are certain things that you can say, okay, I can be able to deal with these. That means you're not settling for them, but you're saying, these I can manage, okay? But there are things I cannot manage. So if you cannot manage something, if something is a deal breaker in your life and you settle for it, for example, cheating is a deal breaker in your life, adultery is a deal breaker in your life, and you decide to settle for it because then you're like, now I get out of here. You know, a devil you know is better than an angel you don't know. What if I get out of this adulterous marriage or relationship and then I get into a worse one? Do you see the things that have caused people to settle? So you're like, you know what, let me just stay here where I'm being beaten, or let me just stay in this friendship where this person is majorly gossiping about me and defaming me and bringing my personality down. But where will I get another friend? Okay, I'm even not that much of an extroverted person. It's very hard for me to create friendships. So let me linger with this friend. But you know, this friend actually does a lot of harm than good.